Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um, gonna get it started with just a crime. Just a crime. A literal crime committed by Marjorie Taylor Green. And the question is, will the U.S. government do anything about it? Whether or not Marjorie Taylor Green violated the law is not up for debate. She did, and she did in front of cameras. Um, if we are going to raise the bar, it's going to involve us insisting upon different behavior. Now, I know you might think that means insisting upon different behavior from Marjorie Taylor Green. Well, no. She's already shown us who she is. Marjorie Taylor Green is the sort of person who would show images of somebody at probably the lowest point in their life, having sex with a prostitute. Actually, that's a hell of an all right low. But still, when rich people are low, having sex with a prostitute, and she showed those images without his consent. That's called revenge porn, folks. She's the kind of person that would do that. So when we demand a change of behavior, it's got to be from the people that are supposed to enforce the laws. So that when she does something like this, she has an expectation that there will be consequences. Let's look at what I'm talking about specifically. Article from Salon here. Been covered elsewhere, but Salon gives a pretty good overview. Let's pull this up. Zero proof, but apparently some pics. MTG showing Hunter Biden nudes at hearing backfires. This is from Tatiana Tadinpoli. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee hammered Representative Marjorie Taylor Green, a Republican from Georgia, for displaying sexually explicit images of President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, during a hearing on Wednesday, citing it as evidence that Republicans have no evidence in their widely hyped Biden probe. Green showed the graphic poster boards during her questioning of two Internal Revenue Service whistleblowers involved in an investigation into Hunter Biden's taxes, who testified before the committee Wednesday. While the faces of the other people in the images were covered with black boxes, what appeared to be the younger Biden's face was left on display. I would like to let the committee and everyone watching at home know that parental discretion is advised, Green warned before questioning IRS Special Agents Gary Shapley and Joseph Ziegler. Here's the thing. Right there, she just acknowledged that she was about to show images to the committee and everyone watching at home. To all of America, she was going to show these images. They were of Hunter Biden having sex. Why does that matter? Well, gosh. How about because the man has a right to privacy? How about because in this ridiculous song and dance that MAGA's doing, which is just a collection of conspiracy theory nonsense, in this, to make her ridiculous point, to generate headlines, which, hey, congratulations, she did. She showed nude pictures of somebody, and she thought that would help her. I'm not particularly sympathetic to the to a guy with a bunch of inherited wealth and a bunch of inherited power, but he's a human being. I'm debating whether or not it would be appropriate to show you even the edited pictures. I'm going to opt not to. Um, But we need to get a hold of ourselves. We just need to. Let's look at this purely, purely from the perspective of cold hard facts. So, could Green have made her case without showing Hunter Biden engaged in a sexual act to the whole nation? Could she have done that? Yes, she could say, we have pulled pictures off of whatever that shows him engaged in what I think is sex with a prostitute. I don't know or care what relevance she thinks that has. Hunter Biden is not in the government. He's simply the family of somebody who is. Setting aside whether or not she has a strong case, the question is, of course, could she have made that case without doing this crime? Yes, she could have. So she chose then maliciously to show these pictures. Have a quick look at the criminal code for this. Let me pull up. There we are. She was in DC at the time, so the code for the District of Columbia is 22-3054, second degree unlawful publication. It shall be unlawful. Oh, what the hell? Let's jump over to our screen. You don't have to take my word for this. Switching over real quick. Here it is. It shall be unlawful in the District of Columbia for a person to knowingly publish one or more sexual images of another identified or identifiable person obtained from a third party or other source when the person depicted did not consent to the disclosure of or publication of the sexual image. All right, that standard's met so far. And the person published the sexual image with conscious disregard that the sexual image was obtained as a result of a previous disclosure or publication of the sexual image made with an intent to harm the person depicted or to receive financial gain. Second is met. Marjorie Taylor Green published the sexual image with conscious disregard that the sexual image was obtained as a result of a previous disclosure or publication of the sexual image made with intent to harm the person depicted or to receive financial gain. In other words, she knew. She knew where these came from, and she had absolutely no excuse for doing this. A person who violates the section shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, and upon conviction shall be fined not more than the amount set forth in yada yada yada, imprisoned for not more than 180 days or both. The amount is $1,000. So, this is a relatively, it's a misdemeanor. It's a relatively light sentence. It's what, 180 days in jail or $1,000. We could be angry about the fact that it's so light and that she probably deserves harsher treatment, but I choose to view it this way. If it's such a light sentence that she stands to get, why is the government so hesitant to apply it, for God's sake? It's a slap on the wrist, but she earned it, and we need to acknowledge what she's done there. She's harassing a private citizen. She's showing his sexual business to the whole nation. I now know what the very base of Hunter Biden's schwanz looks like. I don't want to know that. Congratulations to the man, but still, I don't want to know that. The fact that we just let conservatives get away with this nonsense because they are conservatives, that needs to end forever. They need to be held to the same laws as the rest of us. I'm actually okay with how harshly left-leaning politicians are treated. I'm okay with that. I like that, as a matter of fact. I think it keeps us honest. If a left-leaning politician did anything resembling this, they'd be kicked off all of their committees immediately. They might be expelled altogether. Good. This behavior is wildly unacceptable. We need to hold right-leaning politicians to the same standard. Link is in the description for the U.S. Attorney. I don't know or care if it's their job specifically in that area. The U.S. Attorney for the D.C. area. I don't know if it's their job specifically to enforce D.C. criminal code. I don't know. Why would I apply that link then? Because we need to bother these people generally. I suspect they will put the pressure where necessary. But the whole culture of law enforcement in the United States is just geared towards letting conservatives get away with whatever they want. We need to end that. Write the U.S. Attorney. Make it that asshole's problem. Tell him you want Marjorie Taylor Green to have her wrist slapped. And by the way, if she gets away with saying, I was doing my part as a politician, you can't get me in trouble for being a politician. Okay, then I would like a progressive to walk up to Marjorie Taylor Green during the next session of the House of Representatives and rip her wallet out of her hands, spread the contents all over her desk. If she gets in your way, just shove her away. Send her flying. Take whatever money you can find, whatever bribe money she had with her on that day. Take that. Take that money. And with the rest of her stuff, just scatter it. But you're acting as a politician, so you can't be charged with breaking the law if you're making a political point. That's the precedent we're setting, so let's insist that it be used. We already have, you know what? We have an insufferable see you next Tuesday in the House of Representatives already. We have a loathsome individual already there who is low enough to do this kind of thing. Let's take advantage of it. Let's have Lauren Boebert, who despises Marjorie Taylor Green. Let's have her steal her wallet, forcibly take Marjorie Taylor Green's wallet. If Marjorie Taylor Green isn't punished for showing revenge porn. Because apparently laws don't apply if you're acting as a politician. Let's turn that on its head. However, I'd much rather we just apply the laws. So write the U.S. Attorney for D.C. Write him. Say that you have an expectation that this will be settled in a courtroom. And if the U.S. Attorney says that they are not confident they can get the case published, great. Then I want to see the contents of Marjorie Taylor Green's wallet scattered around the House floor by someone with the courage to actually show us what this system is, to show us the hypocrisy that we're living under.